Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into something, well, really complex, the long, tangled relationship between the U.S. and Pakistan. Our goal here is to unpack how American support for Pakistan, often driven by, shifting geopolitical needs, has had these real, measurable impacts on India costs in lives, both military and civilian, and definite strategic setbacks.
Yeah, and it's crucial to see this isn't just looking back at history. It's really about how decisions made elsewhere can lock a country like India into what we call a security dilemma.
A security dilemma, meaning India constantly felt pushed to react.
Exactly, feeling compelled to match Pakistan's military buildup, a buildup often fueled by external, specifically U.S. aid. Understanding this history is key to making sense of the region today,
Absolutely. Okay, so let's kick this off. The Cold War era, maybe the 50s through the 70s, the U.S. focus was squarely on containing communism, and Pakistan seemed like, well, a ready ally.
A very willing partner, geographically vital.
Right. And the aid started flowing. We're talking huge numbers, like over $1 billion just in 1956, in today's money. That's significant military hardware.
Oh, absolutely. It wasn't just financial aid. It provided a genuine technological edge. M48 Patton tanks, for instance.
Which brings us straight to the 1965 war. Pakistan used those very U.S.-supplied Patton tanks in its offensive. They were seen as practically unbeatable.
State-of-the-art at the time.
But then came the Battle of Assalutar. The Indian Army managed to halt the advance, creating this infamous graveyard of Patton tanks.
A major tactical victory for India, but it came at a cost. Thousands of Indian casualties in that conflict. And something else was happening, too. This consistent U.S. military aid, it sort of propped up the military's role within Pakistan itself.
Even during dictatorships.
Especially then. It helped ensure the military had this outsized influence on policy, both at home and abroad, particularly towards India. It created imbalances that lasted for decades.
Okay, so let's fast forward a bit. The Afghan Jihad, 1979 to 89. The relationship gets turbocharged again.
Dramatically re-energized is a good way to put it. Pakistan became the conduit for massive U.S. support to the Mujahideen fighting the Soviets.
Money and weapons flowing in again.
Huge amounts. But this had, well, a major unintended consequence.
Which were
it helped create this powerful mix. You had militant groups, Pakistan's intelligence agency, the ISI, and American funding all interconnected.
A dangerous cocktail.
Extremely. Because after the Soviets left, some of those very groups, now well-trained, well-armed, and ideologically driven, were, let's say, repurposed by elements within Pakistan.
Repurposed against India.
Precisely. Cross-border terrorism. So U.S. assets effectively became a source of regional instability, that whole problem of aid leakage and unforeseen blowback.
Right. Now, things shift again post-Cold War. The Pressler Amendment kicks in 1990s.
Yes. This is a fascinating period.
Because the U.S. cuts off military aid, right, due to Pakistan's nuclear program. And this had a direct impact, especially on their Air Force.
A huge impact. Their fleet of F-16s, their top fighters, were suddenly starved of spare parts and support. It severely hampered their operational readiness.
And we saw the effect in the 1999 Kargil War.
Absolutely. The Pakistani Air Force was conspicuously limited in its involvement. They couldn't really provide effective air support to their troops in the mountains.
Which acted as a kind of strategic constraint.
It definitely limited Pakistan's options and likely prevented wider escalation, though tragically, India still lost 527 soldiers in that conflict.
So it really shows how the withdrawal of U.S. support could directly influence the military balance.
Exactly. It's a stark demonstration both the giving and the taking away of aid had profound immediate effects on the ground.
Then comes 9/11 and everything changes again. Global war on terror.
A complete reversal, almost overnight.
Pakistan is suddenly a major non-NATO ally, and the aid taps are wide open again. We're talking, over $10 billion in military aid and other funds between 2002 and 2010.
Unprecedented levels of support, yeah.
Wow.
Coalition support funds, military hardware, the works. The rationale was counterterrorism, supporting operations in Afghanistan.
But here's that paradox we talked about at the start. This massive influx of U.S. aid, supposedly for counterterrorism,
coincided with the spike in cross-border terrorism against India,
culminating in the horrific 2008 Mumbai attacks.
Carried out by Lashkar-e-Taiba, a group based in Pakistan. 166 people killed. It starkly highlighted how U.S. funds, even with specific intentions, could be fungible or indirectly empower parts of the Pakistani state that continued to view terrorism as a tool against India.
So, stepping back, what drove U.S. policy through all these twists and turns?
Fundamentally, you could say it was pragmatic self-interest, viewed through a short-term lens, containing the Soviets, later using Pakistan as a channel to China back in '71.
Ah, the Nixon-Mao opening.
Right. Then the war on terror logistics, needing Pakistan's cooperation even while trying to manage their nuclear ambitions. Often, immediate tactical needs seem to override the longer-term strategic consequences for regional stability.
So wrapping this up, we're left with this enduring legacy, this American nexus, as you put it, U.S. aid, Pakistani military strength, and the fallout for India.
And strategic costs for India over decades.
A complex picture with no easy answers.
Definitely not. And perhaps that leaves us, and you, the listener, with a final thought to chew on. How do foreign policy choices, often made for very specific short-term reasons, ripple outwards? How do they continue to shape a region's security landscape, sometimes in unpredictable ways, for generations to come, creating consequences that maybe nobody foresaw at the time?